Alright, this is the third Daniel's timeline update from the presentation I was given in 2005 by Dewey Bruton, and this is just more of a reminder. One of my subscribers brought this to my attention, and I totally forgot about this. So in the first update, we talked about the Pope resigning. The second update, we talked about Obama's Nobel Peace Prize winning exactly 3.5 years prior to March 22nd of this year. And then they wrote a comment on my board and asking about, well, look at the Red Dragon constellation for March 2nd, 2013. And I did, and I totally forgot about this. This is kind of funny because I kind of stayed away from the whole star chart thing and star mapping, mainly for the sake of the whole Elenin thing when we were using Revelation 12:1 through 5 and the sign in the heaven to say, hey, this could be it or whatever. But this actually has more of a biblical significance than that of what Elenin did. And we're going to go into this, and this is just another update. So let's go ahead and read Revelation 12:1 through 5. I'll go ahead and make this bigger. You might want to full screen this because I forgot to enlarge the text. But anyway, Revelation 12:1 through 5. And we're going to see when this sign basically appears, or what resembles to appear, over Jerusalem, March the 2nd, 2013 at 5:58 in the morning. And I'm going to show you a couple of key words here in this text too. Okay? Mainly the word sun and clothed. So, Revelation 12:1 through 5. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And pay attention to that rod of iron. We're going to get to that here in a minute. This is all in part of this wonder in heaven. And her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. Now, if you jump to Mark 3:24 through 26, we see, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, pay real close attention to that, because I'm going to show you something that's really interesting. That kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but hath an end. Now, I want to explain something right now. In Job 38, we see the word Mazzaroth. Canst thou bring forth Mazzaroth in a season, or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons, which is a star, or the bear, the great bear. But the entire constellation is called Bootes, which is actually another word. It could also be the herdsman or the shepherd. And we obviously know who the true shepherd is, Yeshua or Jesus. So that's kind of interesting. But if you look at the word Mazzaroth, you can see the word Arcturus, the great bear. That's actually a star. That's not the whole constellation. They got that wrong right there, that definition. But the Mazzaroth is, in the sense of distinction, some noted constellation only in the plural. Perhaps this is collectively the zodiac. So the zodiac is mentioned in the Bible. The zodiac is not astrology. We are not doing this in the form of astrology. We are doing this in the form as what Genesis 1:14 says, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." This isn't for predicting one person's future. Okay? This is to look at what time frame we are in and what day it is and what day this sign occurs. Okay? So, because a lot of times you hear the word zodiac and you all freak, and you freak out, and it's like, no. The word Mazzaroth is another word for zodiac, and that is mentioned in the Bible in Job 38:32. So I just wanted to clear that up. Okay, so before we get into the picture from Stellarium, and I highly advise that you download Stellarium, and you can look at this yourself. I'll provide a link for you below so you can download it. It's free, don't cost nothing. You see this word here, clothed, and sun, S-U-N, not S-O-N, okay? The word clothed obviously means to throw all around, that is, invest with a palisade or with clothing, array, cast about, clothed, put on. So that's pretty self-explanatory. But when we get to the word sun, and this is the mistake a lot of people made with the whole Elenin thing, because the sun was over the woman's head, and they thought, well, that's being clothed with the sun. That's not necessarily true, because if you look at the word sun, obviously it's perhaps akin in the alternate, the sun by implication, light, east, sun. It can just mean light. So it could be just the sun, it could be the rays of the sun, or the light of the day. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at this image. Here we go. This is called the ecliptic, alright? This vision appears over Jerusalem at March 2nd, 2013, 5:58 a.m. So it's the break of day. So could that be the woman being clothed with the sun? Because that's daybreak right there. That's 6 o'clock in the morning. Over there in Jerusalem. That's daybreak. Alright? So it's quite possible we have that covered already in Revelation 12:1. Now, here is Virgo, the Virgin. Okay. Here is the, I forgot what the name of that constellation is, but this is well known to be a crown for this woman. And it does have 12 stars in it. Okay. Here is the moon, which is under her feet. And here is Saturn, which is the man-child. Now, we know that there's Saturn worship, and, they use the word Saturn to mean Satan and everything like that. Well, we know, you know what? We don't actually know what the planet was originally called. All we know is God created it. So which one is greater, the created or the creator? Obviously the creator. So whatever God created Saturn for has greater precedence over what man has decided to use Saturn for. Okay? So obviously you see Saturn here, and here you have the serpent. This is the only constellation right here that is divided among itself and still considered a constellation, because it stops right here and it continues right here, and you have this constellation in the middle. This is a different constellation. This is one whole constellation, and this is the same constellation right here. It's the same one. That's the serpent right before the woman. Okay, and here is Arcturus right over here. That's the star Arcturus, the brightest star in the Bootes constellation. And Bootes can also be called a shepherd, or a herdsman. Now, notice with this constellation, they always picture this constellation with a rod in his hand, iron rod, and a sickle for harvest. Okay, so you see the sickle right there. And here is the dragon, right up here. So you have all of these celestial signs appearing. Okay, you have man-child, the moon under her feet, clothed with the sun at the break of day, March 2nd, 2013, 5:58 in the morning. You have the serpent, you have the shepherd standing in between the serpent. And again, this is the only constellation that is divided amongst itself. Remember, in Mark we read, and if a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. Alright? And then here we have this shepherd boy here with a sickle in his one hand and the iron rod in the other, standing in between the woman and the dragon. The man-child is born, caught up, standing in between the woman and the dragon. And then you have the serpent divided amongst itself, but still the same constellation. So really, in a sense, we seem to have all of the pictures here to fulfill Revelation 12, 1 through 5. Okay? I hope I was able to kind of make sense of this somewhat. But with everything going on in March, folks, and this just was revealed to me again, it was a reminder. There is so much going on with what happened with the popes, and you had that huge meteor that crashed in Russia, or didn't really crash in Russia, it exploded in the air, but a lot of people were injured from that. You got a new pope that's going to be announced before the end of March, which is before Easter. Easter's March 31st, or Ishtar, the pagan holiday. And you have supposedly this abomination taking place on the 22nd of March. And you also have the government of Israel handing over to the Vatican, to the Pope, a seat at the tomb site of David. So you got all that going on, and you got this sign going on too in the heavens. Again, 5:58 in the morning, March the 2nd, 2013, in Jerusalem. Alright, so that's basically all I have on these updates. Again, we'll see what goes on after the month of March passes. But the month of March, and also, I just wanted to do a quick reminder. March the 22nd is possibly when this abomination takes place. The number 322 is a very occult significance number. It's the number of the skull and bones. It's the number occult used for Genesis 3:22, which says, scroll down here. I didn't put this in here, but and Lord God said, "Behold, the man has become as one of us, to know good and evil. Now lest he put forth his hand and take also the tree of life and eat and live forever." So the occult uses this and twists it, saying that taking of the fruit was good, so that we have become like God. So there you have that, Genesis 3:22. And March 22nd, which is the third month, and the 22nd day of that third month is supposedly when this abomination of desolation takes place. So again, reminder, Jerusalem, March 2nd, 2013. the celestial sign of Revelation 12, 1 through 5 should appear over Jerusalem. And you guys don't have too much time left for you to get raptured. I'll tell you that much right now. So that's all I got for this update. Till next time, truth be told, truth be known, stay safe, God bless, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.